Yes. We started talking about property rental income investment in Nigeria last week. How you go take invest in property for Nigeria, okay? Rental income property. You know, say ordinarily, as we started to discuss last week, a lot of people don't know how to invest profitably well in rental income property in Nigeria. Reason be say normally if you want just invest in rental property in Nigeria, the income wey you go get for rent no dey that attractive. You understand? For example, I talked about yield. Yield is the kind of how to determine the kind of return that you get on property rental and how to compare it with one property and the other. Now, that yield then to get am be say you go put into consideration the cost of acquiring that property. So let's say, for example, most properties that are sold for like, let's say 50 million, you see that you will struggle to get a rent of even 2.5 on them
annually.
Yes, you normally get a rent of about 1 point something 2 million at best, you know, at best. And that means that the gross yield on that property is less than 5%. The implication of that is that if you are going by just the rent that you are gathering on that property, how long it will take you to get 50 million on that property is like more than 20 years. To put 50 million together.
You know, the only thing we would think be say, since we say the thing no dey shop, it's not a circulating capital.
Exactly. But you see, the good thing about it's not circulating capital. You go do your own economics book. Okay, but the other side of it is that, you know, as property dey, even though you dey collect rent on top of am, the property still dey appreciate for value. So that as property stays, by the time the property stays for that 20 years, if you want sell am, e no go be 50 million you go sell am when you buy am. E go don appreciate. So that is the other side that income comes when you invest in property like that.
But before we go for engineer, say you get any solution, remedy wey person if you do, because this thing wey you talk, I know for sure say person a house of say a duplex of 40 million, 50 million. If you leave am for rented, in a good place in Lagos, you no fit pass, depending about in a good environment, you no fit pass 1.52 million per annum. Is there something where you as an expert if you tell us that if you can't do this kind of thing, you go see pass that one, or there is a ceiling price to it where you no fit pass?
So these are some things that we started discussing last week. Okay. So one of the things you can do, for example, is rather than buy the property, can you rent the property to rent it out?
Subletting one thing.
Yes, we talked about subletting last week.
But some landlord, you know, they want hear am.
Yes, but not all landlords. So, and then you get to know how you go pitch that kind of business. We talked about that last week. If you missed last week's episode, you want to go to WAP TV YouTube channel and catch up on it. Okay? We talked about that. Then the other, so let's leave the the rent or buy aspect. You can, so if you get a property for, let's say, 3-bedroom apartment, you bought it. In renting it out, you can rent it out in a way that you are renting out the rooms.
Yes.
And not just as a 3-bedroom, not wholesome as a 3-bedroom flat. You rent it out in rooms. They call that kind of a renting multiple house with multiple occupants. Okay, HMO. That's what they call it. House in multiple, occupation.
That one day where I don't see. Now you go pay the rent. A man. Una own money na una go pay am to people wey give room.
No, what I'm even saying is that you own it. The landlord owns it. The landlord is the one renting it out room by room.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay, no be sublet again.
Sublet, you fit do. I don talk that one. We don talk that one. Say instead of buying any of these properties, you can do rent and then rent it out, and you can rent it out in all of these ways we are talking about. So whether you are the landlord or you are the lead tenant, you can now do this house with multiple occupation, meaning that you have 3 bedrooms, for example, you have 2 bedrooms, you rent out the rooms by room. So the common areas become the sitting area and the kitchen. In fact, in some situation, if the planning and all of that regulation permits in that place, even the sitting, you can convert to rooms. You understand? You can convert to a room or 2, if so, and just rent it out that way. People will say, is that not going back to
Face me,
but this is more of a tush, a tusha face me.
Because you are seeing an estate, you are seeing block of flats.
It may not be an estate, but you are seeing a block of flats, and all of that. And then there is the people are not so much. Remember, it's just like about 3 bedroom if you convert it, even if you take the sitting, that's 4 rooms. 2 bedroom, even if you take the sitting room, that's 3 rooms. So, but you get more rental return that way than renting it out just normally like that. So that's one. The other one you can do is what we talked about the last time, short letting. You remember? Remember we talked about short letting the last time? Yeah. So that's
that one we discussed 2-3 weeks ago.
Yes, that's the other thing. Now. That's the other thing we can do. Then another thing you can do is to remodel your house. You understand? Remodel it, redesign it.
In terms of partitioning now.
Something like that, yes. Because you see, in rental income world, the smaller the space, the more your return on investment.
No wonder. One landlord will.
No, what I mean by the smaller the space is this. Instead of renting out a 4-bedroom terrace, duplex, if you rent out a 3-bedroom, you will make more money. Instead of doing a 3-bedroom, if you do a 2-bedroom, you will make more money. Instead of doing a 2-bedroom, if you do a 1-bedroom, you will make more return on investment. Instead of doing a 1-bedroom, if you do studio, you will make more return on investment. This is what I mean. So the amount of money it will take you. So let's say I have 40 million. If I put it on just one property, do you understand? 1 4-bedroom. I won't get more than about 4%, right? But if that 40 million, if it can do 1.5 3-bedroom, for example, that means I have more property to rent out. I will have more return that is bigger than 4%. Definitely. So that's what I mean. It's not like I'm saying that if you get more money, you'll be able to do more property and you get more return for that space. You get more return on your investment.
I believe, and the urge and demand too is quicker for the smaller ones.
Yes, of course, void period is lesser and all of that. So those are the kind of things you can do.
Okay, let us take a pause there. Most definitely, when we come your way again on top this same theme of discussion, we go still talk about wetin be those things wey person fit do to increase in rental income. Knowing full well say a lot of people sef dey inside wey dey wan market their product. So we go. We'll be right back. Go nowhere so that we will bring you the hottest property with the market for now. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Sir. Yeah. The best investment on earth is earth. The issue of say make a person get house, make a person get land.
Property matter na serious business o. One of the best investments wey person fit get for life. You fit interact with us on top the show or talk to engineer Debo through we phone numbers wey be 08173147589 and 08105434984. You still fit call us on top with Skype ID wey be WAP TV. Shey you be estate agent, surveyor, town planner, or you dey into furniture, and you go like make the world sabi your level, come advertise with us on top property matter wey dey shele for WAP TV for every Tuesday 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. and on Saturdays 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. For advert placement and sponsorship, make una call Stella Maris on top 07039145229, Rebecca 07069691950, Faith 08173147426.